And number 4, they manipulated information about health risk. The Edano chief cabinet secretary say that the very famous word, there is no immediate risk. Of course, it's not immediate because the risk from the internal exposure of the radioactive material can be seen statistically after 5 years or even the 10 years after the disaster. So we know that data from the Chernobyl. So it is not immediate, but we have a risk. And they even blame the people who articulate the risk by using their media campaign that it is false information. You should be careful to look at information, especially in the internet, Twitter, or social media. These people have a lot of false information, and they even blame these people. And they also have spent taxpayer money to collect the information of the people who articulate that kind of risk in the internet. So they established a spying project to, about the people. That's about the health risk manipulation. And number 5, they established a convenience safety standard. Traditionally, Japanese government used ICRP's standard, which is 1 millisieverts per year per person. And only the workers who treat the radiation, a special worker, are allowed 15 millisieverts per year. After March 11, they increased the standard. For example, the workers, special workers, allowed the standard of the special workers increased from the 50 to 50 millisievert 5 times. And they also imposed the 20 millisievert to the as a school safety standard, which is children's place. And according to the scientists, the 20 millisievert per year means that children will die. 1 in 25 children will die in future. So this is very dangerous level. They impose this increased standard to the school. And also about the food standard. If you compare the Japanese current standard with the Griner standard after Chernobyl, you can see the Japanese standard about the food contamination is very loose. I mean, they allow the contaminated food to go to the market. And the ICRP, the organization historically established the international level standard of the safety level. They have a wrong argument. Their argument is not scientific. They use the data of the Hiroshima Nagasaki survivors and simply applied risk to the people who are having the internal exposure of from the nuclear disaster. This is a wrong assumption, and also they made a falsification on the data to make a convenient conclusion. So the ICRP's argument is not scientific. Number 6, they sabotage the food inspection. If we have a good standard, the standard of the safety standard is useless if we don't have a sufficient facility of the food inspection or sufficient staff to inspect the food. You can compare the number of the sample of the food inspected by their facility. It is only as of the July of the 2011 in Japan, only 44 samples was inspected in one day. In Belarus, they spend 20% of national budget to prevent their exposure, and they have 500 institutions, and every school in contaminated area have inspection facilities. So they inspect 30,000 samples each day. So you can see the big difference. Number 7, they minimize they try to minimize the compensation to the victim. So the government estimated that it is 4.5 trillion yen they should pay for the compensation by 2013. But this calculation is based on the assumption that they continue to continue their inhumane policy I've mentioned, and also the assumption is that the damage is temporary, so everything will finish by 2013. Of course, this assumption is unreasonable and unacceptable. And especially for the voluntary evacuee, the government initially said that they will not pay for the voluntary evacuee, but after the mass protest, they admitted the small amount of compensation, like $1,000 per person, which is very small. Some people even quit the job and they move to the other place with their family, so it's very small amount. So the attitude is very clear. They try to limit the compensation to the victim. Number 8, they help the nuclear industry and impose the financial burden to the people. Okay, I'll skip a little bit. They have a lot of money. I mean, the nuclear industry has a lot of money. For example, the stockholder of the TEPCO, Tokyo Electric Tokyo Electric Power Corporation company, the stockholder has about 2.5 trillion yen value as a stock. The creditor, including the major banks, have 11 trillion yen. So they have a lot of money, and all of this money are exempted. They are all exempted the responsibility, and the government only impose the financial burden to the people. And also they nationalize